All right, good morning. Happy Thursday. Just a reminder, we're going to have an exam on Tuesday, May 4th. That's this coming Tuesday at 8 o'clock. It's exam 7475. And what I wanted to do today is I want to see if you can do these problems. And then if we have time, we'll be looking at what I taught the other day, the 10-1. Which was the sequence and summation stuff. All right, so just a reminder, this is in 7.5. When you are solving an inequality, do not forget that if you multiply or divide by a negative, you must flip the symbol. So on this one, let's say that we wanted to graph it solving for y. So I recommended that you use the other method if you want to graph this, set x equal to 0, then set y equal to 0. But let's say that you wanted to solve for y. If you wanted to solve for y, you have to subtract x, and this is what I'm talking about. When you divide by a -2, you have to flip the symbol. Now, doing it the other way, you don't have to worry about it. So that's why I recommended graphing this, doing it the other way, because this is also complicated also. So if you're putting this in slope-intercept form, actually, you know what? I'm thinking about it. You wouldn't have to worry about the symbol. So what I said is true. Whenever you multiply or divide an inequality by a negative, you do flip the symbol. But if you were just graphing the equation, you wouldn't have to worry about it. But don't forget to go through your steps. You would graph the equation. So let's say we're going to solve for y. Subtract x. Divide both sides by a -2. A negative divided by a negative would be a positive 1/2 x. And a positive divided by a negative would be -5. So that would be your equation in slope-intercept form. Now, see how much work that was? I didn't teach it like that. So what I did is I told you if it's not easy to solve for y, don't. Set x equal to 0. So when you set x equal to 0, you get -2y is equal to 10. Divide by -2 on both sides would be y is equal to a -5. So you just found the y-intercept 0 down 5. And if you set y equal to 0, you get x is equal to 10, and you just found the x-intercept right 10, 0. So I showed you an easier way to graph. But like I said, if you solve for y, even with an equation, you have to be careful. So what you would do is you would graph these 2 points, 0 down 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and put a point, right 10, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and put a point, and then you connect them. And after that, you decide if the boundary is dotted or solid. In this case, it'd be dotted. And then you test a point to see if you're going to shade on this side of the boundary or this side of the boundary. Okay. All right. So what I wanted to, one of the things that's kind of scaring me about things you're doing is sometimes when I check in your groups, a lot of you are always doing the step-by-step. Now, the step-by-step is okay when you first learn something, but you have to wean yourself away from the step-by-step because you can't use the step-by-step when I give an exam. You have to know what you're doing. So let's look at 7.4. And we're going to see how things go today. So if you participate and you work with me and we're collaborating back and forth, I'll give you some hints about the exam. If not, then you're not going to get anything from me. So take a look on page 850. And be ready to work some problems. All right. Now, let me ask you this. Do you guys want to work the problems on your own and then in here, or do you want to work in the teams?
On your own.
In the teams.
Okay, 1-to-1. Anybody else want to give me any input?
In the teams.
Okay. All right. So on page 8, so this is 7-4. I'm going to give you a couple of problems that you should know how to do. And then you're going to report back to me in a short time. All right. So you're going to do one. Let's see, 1 and 19. Okay, you're going to do 1 and 19. And you're going to, and so number 1 is solve by substitution. And number 19 is solve by addition. You will not have time to do a step-by-step or anything else. You're going to have to put the work on paper, work as quickly as you can in your team, and report back. All right, so it's 9:32. I'm going to see you back at 9:45. All right. Okay, so you're going to go to your WebEx team. You're going to work these 2 problems as quickly as possible. If you have questions, ask your teammates, but work through it. And you're going to come back at 9:45 and we'll check the answers. Okay, I'll see you in your teams. Okay, so in the teams, I do not want you working the problems and then checking your answers. It's taking too long. So I want the problems done quickly. So you're going to say, okay, what are we doing? We're solving by substitution. We're going to write the problem side by side. What do we want to do? We want to take this and substitute it in for y. What do we get? Somebody read it out loud. It'd be x plus x squared minus 4 equals 2. Is that what you got? Yes, that's what I got. Now what do? It's a quadratic. So set it equal to 0 and try to factor. So this would be x squared plus x, subtract 2 would be minus 6 equals 0. Is that what you got? Yes, that's what I got. Well, how do we factor? Well, what do we get? Go ahead and answer. What do you get when you factor?
Plus 3 and minus 2.
That's right. That's what I got. Okay, so what are the solutions? X equals what? -3 and x equals 2?
Yeah.
Is that what you got? That's what I got. Okay, so now we have to find the y that goes with -3, and we have to find the y that goes with 2. Do you agree?
Yes.
Yeah.
Right. Okay, so let's continue on. So now we're gonna pick one of these. I'm just gonna pick the top one. So we have -3 plus y equals 2. Add 3. Add 3. 5. Did you guys get -3, 5?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Oh, hold on. We're supposed to substitute it back in here, right? So my bad. So substitution, remember you put the y in here, but you substitute, you're forced to substitute back into this one. And if you don't, you could get the wrong answer. So we're substituting into this one. So this would be y is equal to -3 quantity squared minus 4, which would be 9 minus 4, which is 5, which is what we got. But we want to make sure that we're doing the process right, or we could get wrong answers. Same thing with that x. You're going to plug it back into this one. So that would be 2 squared minus 4, which would be 4 minus 4, which is 0. Did you guys get right 2, 0?
Yes.
All right, so we're done with that one. Okay, any questions about substitution? What you do is you solve for y. With one of them, this was already solved for y, so plug it in, but make sure when you evaluate the x's, you have to put them back into this one. Questions? All right. Number 19. Number 19 was a different process. They want you to solve by addition, and that's the other method where you stack the problems. Now, just a reminder, you got to show your work, because on this test, if I look at your scratch paper and you do not show the work and you use one of those programs to solve the problem for you, I will not give you credit. So I'm just letting you know, you have to show the work. So this is 19. Looks like a circle, x squared plus y squared equals 13. So that's a circle. This one is a hyperbola, but you don't need to know that to do the problem. What you do need to know how to do, though, is stack it and use addition. So when you stack it and you add that, you get 0. So you get 1 plus 1 is 2x squared equals 18. Solve for x, divide by 2, divide by 2. You can factor, or you can use square root method. I'm going to use square root method. Do not forget plus or minus. So x is equal to plus or minus 3. And with this method is the one you pick. So I'm going to pick that one. And I have x is equal to -3. And I have x is equal to a +3. And I'm going to find the y's that go with that one using this. So this would be -3 quantity squared plus y squared equals 13. 9 plus y squared equals 13. Subtract 9 is a 4. So when you take the square root, don't forget plus or minus. Y is equal to plus or minus 2. So you have two solutions. You have left 3 down 2 and left 3 up 2. And now you have to put a +3 into that one. So when you put a +3 in, you notice it's the same exact thing. So this is going to turn out, so don't do any work. It's exactly the same. So what does that mean? That means your y's once again are plus or minus 2. So now we have 3 -2 and 3 +2. Therefore, we have 4 solutions. Is that what you guys got?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, now, what we just did is pretty much what the exam looks like for 7.4. You have to know how to do you have to know how to do substitution when you write them side by side, and you have to know how to do addition where you eliminate a variable. Does anybody have a question about that? All right, let's take a look at 7.5. Seven five is on page 862. And I want you to do problem number 2. You're going to do problem number 10. And number 27. And I'll see you back here. It's 9:52. So I'll see you back here at 10:10. Okay, I'll make it 10:15. Make sure you're working together. Make sure that you're doing these problems as quickly and as efficiently as possible. Do not work them separately. It's taking too long. All right? All right, I'll see you in your teams. All right. Okay, so problem number 2, read the directions. It says to graph. So you have to decide, how are you going to graph? Are you going to use slope-intercept form or the other method? Well, the first thing I'm going to do is divide by 3. Divide by 3, divide by 3. Now I'm going to decide. I don't want to use slope-intercept form. So I'm going to set x equal to 0. And I'm just going to use an equal sign. So this would be negative 2y is equal to 4, because you don't care about the inequality right now. Divide both sides by negative 2. Y is equal to negative 2. So you have the y-intercept 0 down 2. Set y equal to 0. When you set y equal to 0, you get x is equal to 4. So you have the x-intercept 4, 0. So you're going to graph the line. And the line's going to be 0 down 2. And right 4, 0. And after you draw those 2 points, you connect them. Then you decide, is the line dotted or solid? So it's going to be a solid line. And then you're going to test a point. So I'm going to test 0, 0. Over here. So you can put it into either one of these. It doesn't matter. I'll just put it into the original. So 3 times 0 minus 6 times 0, is that less than or equal to 12? Is 0 less than or equal to 12? That's true. So that means shade 0, 0 along with his buddies. Is that what you guys got?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. All right, let's go on to number 10. Stop me at any time if you have a question. All right, number 10. Okay, number 10 was x less than or equal to negative 3. And since there's only an x, that is a vertical line. So we're going to kind of cheat on this and take a bunch of shortcuts. So I'm not going to do any work on this. I know it's a vertical line through x. So I'm going to graph a vertical line through x at 3. I decide is the line dotted or solid? It's solid. And x less than means shade to the left. If it was x greater than, you're shading to the right. So x less than is this, and that's a problem that should take about 2 seconds to do.
So since it's -3.
Oh, negative, right.
Oh, okay, I was confused.
It's your nice way of saying I messed up, right? I love that. You guys are always so patient and kind. You're like, Miss Birch, you messed up. You never say that. You just calmly say, basically, what are you doing? All right, let's try this again. All right, sorry about that. All right, so this is -3, not +3. So it's a vertical line through -3. It is solid boundary, and less than means to the left. Greater than means to the right. So that's what that looks like. Okay, is that what you guys got, or did I mess it up again?
Yeah, we got that.
Yeah, we got that as well.
Okay, sorry about that. Thanks, Georgina. All right, let's move on to 27. What's going on with 27? It says to graph the solution set of the system. So this is a system, and obviously this will be worth more points because it's more work. Was it 2x plus y? It is less than or equal to 8. So you have to decide what you're going to do. And on the top one, I'm going to divide by 3. So divide by 3, divide by 3, divide by 3, and I'm not going to solve for y. So it's not easy to solve for y. I'm not going to solve for y. I'm going to set x equal to 0. So you would get 2y is equal to 2. Divide by 2, y is equal to 1. So you just found the y-intercept 0 up 1. Then you're going to set y equal to 0, which is going to be x is equal to 2. So the x-intercept is 2, 0. That is the most efficient way to graph this. So what you're going to do is you're going to graph 0 up 1. And you're going to graph right 2, 0. And you're going to draw the line. Now you decide, is the line dotted or solid? The line is solid, and you're going to test a point. I'm going to test 0, 0. Okay, and you can test it in either one of these. So I can test it in this one. So is 0 plus 2 times 0 less than or equal to 2? Is 0 less than or equal to 2? That's true. So shade it. Okay, now we have to do the same exact process with the other graph. So this is why this problem is more heavily weighted, because it's a lot of work. So let me see if I can find another marker. Different color maybe. Okay, here we go. Let's try the pink. All right, so with this one, you have 2x plus y is equal to 8. And this time I'm going to solve for y because it's easy to solve for y. So when you subtract 2x, you get that. Go ahead.
I didn't mean to interrupt you, but I noticed you used the the bottom like equation, I guess, was 2x plus y less than or equal to 8, right? But I use the top when I'm testing. And I still got true.
No, it's dangerous though. It's dangerous.
Okay.
You have to make sure, listen. Oh, you mean I tested this one, but you tested this one?
Yeah.
That's fine.
Okay.
That's fine, Bernie.
Okay, for sure.
I thought you tested something in a different. You just have to make sure that when you test, you either test it in this one. Well, I changed it to an equal sign now, so that's not good. You either test it in that one or that one. Don't test it in that one.
Okay, for sure. Thank you.
Yeah, no, you're good. Okay, so the slope is down to right 1, down to right 1, or up to left 1, up to left 1. The y-intercept is 0 up 8. So don't pay attention to the black graph. You're making a new graph now. So 0 up 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I don't have any room to go up to, so I'm going to go down to left 1, down to left 1, down to left 1, down to left 1, and draw your line. The line is solid. Test a point. I'm going to test 0, 0 again. So when you test 0, 0 into this one, it's going to be 2 times 0 plus 0. Is that less than or equal to 8? Is 0 less than or equal to 8? That is true. So shade it. Now on the exam, you will not see that. You will only see the solutions. So you will only see what needs to be shaded. So what needs to be shaded is this solid line, and where you see pink and black. And where you see pink and black is right here. So that's all that you will see on the exam. You will only see the solutions. That's why you have to do it. You're going to do your work on paper. right? You have to see the work on paper to know what the answer is going to look like on the automated test. If you don't do your work on paper and you're just looking at it, you're not going to be able to do it. So you've got to do this work on paper to see where you're shading. All right, any questions about this process or slope-intercept form or the shading? Well, once again, you want to make sure that you do the online problems so you know what the problems look like, that you know how to shade online. So if you don't look at that, you may not know how to shade online. So that's why you do the online problems, the globe problems. All right, now, the other day I taught lesson 10.1 and I finished it up yesterday. So I want to look on page 1048 and I want to do some problems from this. Actually, I'm going to have you do some problems. Okay, and we're going to, class is over at 10:45, so we have a little bit of time here. So you ready? And you're not going to go to your teams. You're just going to do them right now. Well, yeah, let's just do it here in class. All right, so this is on page 1048. And I want you to do problem number 2. So what you're going to do is you're going to take this rule and the directions say to find the first 4 terms of the sequence. So what I'd like you to do is I want you to find the first 4 terms, and then you're going to write the sequence separated by commas. So you're going to write the terms that you find separated by commas. All right, so go ahead and do that. You're going to find the first 4 terms, A sub 1, A sub 2, A sub 3, A sub 4, and you're going to write the terms in a sequence separated by commas. I'm only going to give you like 3 minutes to do that, so quickly do that, please. Can you guys do me a favor in the chat? I'm going to open the chat up. When you're done, just hit done so we're not wasting a lot of time here. So when you're done, just put done in the chat. Okay. Perfect. All right, so I'm not even going to do this problem. What did you guys get for the answers?
3,
Go ahead, I'm listening.
7, 11, and 15.
That is correct. All right, let's do another problem. Let's do a recursive problem. So we're going to do number 14. Okay, guys. On number 14, they are giving you the first term, which you have to have. And then they give you the rule, a sub n is equaling a sub n minus 1 plus 5. And they're telling you where to start, and they're telling you to start at 2. So what you're going to do is you're going to put in, and you're going to find the second term, which is a sub 2 minus 1 plus 5. So this ends up being a sub 1 plus 5, which is requiring the first term. So what I'd like you to do is you're going to find the first 4 terms using this recursive rule. All right? So go ahead. When you're done with this, put Y in the chat. So put a Y in the chat when you're done so that I know that you're done. Find the first 4 terms of the recursive rule. For those of you who are having trouble, I'll do the first one. You know, if you want to watch this, you do the first one. A sub 1 is 12. Then you go to the next one, a sub 3.
Ms. Birch, the problem is not +5, it's +4.
Oh, okay. It's okay. Just do the plus 5 since I messed it up. Thank you, though. So see how that's requiring the second term? So you take that a sub 2 out and put in 17. When you're done, put a Y in the chat. Okay, what did you guys get for this recursive sequence?
Uh, 17, 22, and 27.
I need one more.
32.
And like Edwin said, I wrote down the problem wrong. So this is the correct answer for the wrong problem. Okay. So this is the correct answer for the wrong problem. I made up my own problem accidentally. All right. So now let's look at the factorial. So let's look at problem number 24. And let me see if I can write it down right. We have 18 factorial over 16 factorial. And what I want you to do is I want you to evaluate the simplest way possible. So taking 18 down to 1 and taking 16 down to 1 is not a good idea. That's going to waste a lot of time. So what did I say to do? So go ahead and do this problem and put done in the chat when you're done so that I know when you're done. Is that what y'all did? You took it down to 16 factorial and canceled. And what was 18 times 17?
306.
306. All right, so I think we have time, well, maybe for one or two more, but let's do problem number 30. So number 30 is summation notation, which I talked about yesterday. And it's the sum of I equal 1 to 6, which is, okay, of 7i. All right, so what you're going to do is you're going to expand a sum, which is addition, and you're going to put in a 1, then you're going to put in a 2, all the way up to what?
6.
Right, all the way up to 6. And then once you expand it, you're going to evaluate and give me a number for the sum. When you're done, put a Y in the chat. Put a Y in the chat when you're done. All right. So what did you get on this step, you guys? Can somebody read off what you got on this step?
14 plus 21 plus 28 plus 35 and then plus 42.
Thank you. And then do you guys remember what I said yesterday about don't put this in the calculator like that, because the more numbers you put in the calculator, the chance you have of messing it up. So what I would do is just kind of add two numbers together. So this would be 21. And this would be what? 49. And this would be 77. Okay, now you can put it in the calculator. So what do you get when you put it in the calculator?
$147.
Okay, do you guys agree or no?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, now we have 5 minutes. So which other problem do you want to do? Do you want to do a problem 1 through 12, 13 through 18, 19 through 22? What kind of problem do you want to do?
Could we do 21?
Yep. So number 21, let's write it down. A sub n is equal to 2 times the quantity n plus 1 factorial. Now let's read the directions. It says the general term of the sequence is given and it involves a factorial. Write the first 4 terms. So wouldn't you find a sub 1 by putting a 1 in?
What?
Bernie, can you mute yourself?
What do you think I'm gonna do? No, I'm just kidding.
Bernie,
Sorry.
mute yourself, please. So this would be 2 times 1 plus 1 factorial, which would be 2 times 2 factorial. So what do you have here?
Four factorial?
No. It's going to be 2 times, only this is a factorial, only that one. You don't distribute the factorial.
Oh,
So
okay.
this is the guy that has the factorial. So that would be 2 times 1, which is 4. So 4 factorial would mean that you have to go 4 times 3 times 2 times 1. So you see that that's not correct. So the first term is 4.
Oh, okay.
So this is so you can't multiply before you do the factorial. You have to do the factorial first.
All right.
Okay.
Wait, that's it? For 21?
That's the first term.
Oh,
You
okay.
got to find 4 terms. Doesn't it say to find the first 4 terms? So a sub 2 would be 2 times 2 plus 1 factorial. So that would be 2 times 3 factorial. So that would be 2 times 3 times 2 times 1, wouldn't it? Which would be 12. Yes, no? You guys with me?
Yeah.
So a sub 3 would be 2 times 3 plus 1 factorial, which would be 2 times 4 factorial, which would be 2 times 4 times 3 times 2 times 1, which would be 8 times 6. 8 times 6 is 48. And so you would have to find one more, and then don't forget to write the sequence, 4, 12, 48, and whatever the last one is. Can you guys tell me what the last one is, please?
$240.
Yeah, 240. 240. All right, so hopefully you got a lot out of this review today. Yeah, you got to be able to do problems without looking at the step by step. So you have to be able to write down the problem, read the directions, and know what they're asking you to do. All right, you guys have a fabulous day. Okay, I'll see you next week. Don't forget that you have a test on Tuesday, so make sure you study over the weekend.
Have a good one, Ms. Birch. Thank you.
Bye, guys. Have a good
Bye,
day.
Miss Rich. Have a great week.
Thanks. You too. Bye.